I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for showing up. Last night I was like, what if nobody shows up? What if nobody comes? It's not going to be fun. But I'm really, really excited to be here. I'd like to set a little context for who I am and how I got here. My day job is to talk with rising leaders in organizations. I'm what's called an executive coach or career coach. I help people be leaders that everyone wants to work with. I think the number one reason people leave jobs is because they don't necessarily align with their manager. So I help people be leaders that everyone wants to work with. And I've been doing this for 10 years, and I have like over 5,000 hours at this point. I know that because I just got my master credential, master certified coach recently, and had to go through a whole bunch of hoops to prove that I had all those years and all those hours. So I'm really excited to be here because over the past 10 years, I've learned a lot about myself and about embodying leadership. And there is inner work. There's so much inner work that goes along with leadership. And today I get to share that with you. This is an experience. It's not a lecture. Throughout the next 60 or 70 minutes or so, I'm going to invite you to have some guided experiences. That means I'll be talking. You might soften your gaze or close your eyes. Please take what you need, leave what you don't. If it feels safer for you to leave your eyes open or even to get up and walk out because something is not right, it doesn't feel good in your body, you have permission to do that, okay? I want to take you back. Go ahead and laugh. Let's get the laughter out right now because, okay, the clicker's not working and it worked before. Anybody familiar with the clicker technology? Oh, that's the, Nobody familiar with clicker technology? Okay. We're going to dance in the moment, and I'm going to just have to stand over here. Okay. Me in 1986. Don't do the math. It's just a mold, okay? I was a freshman here on this campus, and I was thinking about how do I want to kind of lead into this talk today. And I so distinctly remember, hi, Tori. We're good. We're started. Yeah. Okay. You're welcome to stay if you want. Okay. Yeah, so I remember sitting in this dorm. I don't remember the name, and I have to walk down the path here later today because I remember sitting in my dorm right over there that first day, suitcase in hand, and I was so nervous, right? I was so nervous about my roommate. This was long before socials. This was before the internet. I had no way to know who was going to show up. I knew her name, I knew where she was coming from, and I'd looked on the map to know that where she was coming from was much more urban, and I made up much more sophisticated than where I came from, right? I was concerned, I was afraid. I remember sitting on the bed and just thinking about what if we don't get along, what if our differences become divisive, what if things just don't work out, you know? And I was just really nervous. And what I know now is that my brain was scanning for threat. My brain was doing the thing that it's designed to do, which is to scan for threat. What might go wrong? What might the problems be? What, anything, right? Anything and everything. And that scanning for threat wasn't a problem. It was my brain doing the thing that had kept us humans alive for millennia. That's how we stayed alive. We've been on the planet, something like 2.997 million years or around about then, but that's how we stayed alive. And so my brain was doing what it was designed to do. I know now more than I knew then, and I wish that if I could go back and, if I could, if I knew then what I know now, I would have met that moment differently. I would have approached it differently. My brain would have been doing the same thing, but I would have approached it differently. So I want to invite you into the first guided meditation, guided experience, really. If it's comfortable and you would like to close your eyes or soften your gaze, I want you to bring to mind a situation that's uncomfortable, that has been uncomfortable for you. Sometime in your past, when things were foreign and uncertain, similar to what I was experiencing, right? Whatever that moment is for you, when it was uncomfortable, foreign, uncomfortable. Maybe it was your first day on campus, new school, neighborhood, new situation. Unfamiliar. Get that in your mind, that image in your mind's eye. Feel it in your body. What was that like? What do you remember about that unfamiliar, uncomfortable time? Observe your body and your mind, what it's thinking, what you're feeling. There's nothing to change. And now I want to invite you to silently say these words to yourself. These people, this situation, they're just like me, shaped by experiences. These people, this situation, they're just like me, shaped by these experiences. These people, this situation, they're just like me. They're shaped by fears and phobias. Allow and observe whatever reaction is present for you. If it feels accessible and you want to add, you can repeat to yourself silently, may we meet this moment with a little more ease. May we meet this moment with a little more ease. Whenever you're ready, return your attention to the room. And I'd love to hear what that experience was like for you. What was it like when you were envisioning that situation in your mind's eye?
I think it just makes you more aware that everyone goes through something in your life and how similar, like what you go through with other people. You're not alone in what you go through.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. I love that. I'm going to just repeat it because they're recording and I want to make sure they hear it. So what she said was that the experience we just went through made it, let me get it right, made it so that you're more aware that we all go through the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not alone.
Yeah. Did you get that when you were envisioning the situation or after we said the just like me part?
Definitely the words.
Definitely the just like me part?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody have any real visceral reactions to just imagining that unfamiliar space, that unfamiliar territory? Well, it would be typical if when you were envisioning that moment, whatever it was for you to feel in that moment in your body. It would be typical if you were to feel the fear, to feel the discomfort, to feel the foreignness. Maybe you'd feel tension in your shoulders, maybe even feel a headache or upset stomach or anything like that. That's typically what would happen if you were to imagine this. And honestly, when I was preparing this presentation, when I thought about sitting on the bed waiting for this other person to show up, which, by the way, she was super lovely and we got along great. So that worked out. Yeah, but I remembered it. I felt it. I felt that discomfort. And I thought about the students that I would be talking to today, and I wondered if others had felt that. And I see some people nodding, yeah. So that's an experience that we share, that anticipation of the roommate. Okay, so let's make sense of what just happened neurologically. There we go. So we're designed to survive, not be happy, right? That's not how we're designed. We're designed to survive. As I mentioned a little while ago, we have been on this planet for a couple of million years. That's not centuries, that's millions of years. And all we did was scan for threat. What's dangerous? This is a feature of our system, that scanning for threat. What's out there? What could kill us? What could cause us harm? How are we going to stay safe? That's it. Day by day. Can you imagine a whole lifetime of just staying alive? That wasn't a problem. Yeah, that was the brain doing its job. So today we have labeled that habit our brain developed of scanning for threat, and we call it negativity bias. On average, we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and 95% are repetitive day to day. And 80% are negative. That's a lot of thoughts. That's a lot of negativity. Our thoughts are random, unpredictable, fragmented sensations, perceptions, projections, memories, not necessarily truth, not necessarily fact, and not necessarily reality. Any comments on this so far? Everybody know this already? No? Anything striking about this?
It's like something you don't realize, like in a moment, like day to day. I don't think I realize I'm thinking so much, or that they might be more negative than I realize that they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is anybody familiar with the word ruminating? Yeah, we ruminate. We keep thinking. We keep thinking. We keep thinking. We circle through. We cycle through the possibilities. We cycle through the regrets. We cycle through what happened. We cycle through what might happen. Bringing our mind to the present is more challenging because our brain is constantly going. So that negativity bias, that scanning for threat that we call negativity bias, it's automatic. It's going to be there. 2 million years is a lot of momentum to overcome. Maybe in 2 million years from now, we'll have changed. But awareness, our awareness of what our mind is doing, that's trainable, and leadership lives in that difference, where we are not going along with the ruminations, the bits and pieces of whatever our brain is floating up. But our awareness of what's happening, that is trainable, and leadership lives in the difference between just going along with whatever's happening and being aware of it. So, the next, social change doesn't happen alone. It happens between people. So for this, I'm going to ask people to pair up. So turn to the person next to you. I think maybe you two and you two and you two, 2, 4. Oh, good. You and I can pair up. Okay. And for this is going to be our next practice. So this is going to be a relational experiential experience. I realized I made it experiential. Okay, experience. Hello. In this, there's going to be person A and person B. So decide now who's going to be person A and who's going to be person B. Awesome. Each person is going to get a chance to talk, and each person is going to get a chance to listen, and we're going to do this a couple of times. So for person A, I'm going to give you a minute. You're going to talk first, and your goal is to talk for about 2 to 3 minutes. We'll make it about 2 minutes because I want to stay on track here. We'll make about 2 minutes. You're going to talk about something that you care a lot about. It could be a leadership issue, it could be a social change issue, but you're going to talk about something that is important to you for 2 minutes. And person B, you are going to pay attention, you're going to hone that awareness, pay attention to what happens in your body. There's nothing right or wrong. This is just observation, just awareness. What is going on in my body? Remember, in that last slide, right? It's we're honing this awareness. Nate? So we have this negativity bias. That's automatic. Awareness is trainable. So we're just bringing awareness to what's happening in our mind, what's happening in our body. Okay, so we're good. Everybody ready? Everybody know what they're going to talk? Is there anybody that needs another minute to figure out what they're going to talk about? Yeah. You will want, like, I'm concerned that this group, you guys might get distracted. I really want you to be present with the person that you, in fact, go ahead and turn your chairs to face each other. Because I want you to be really present with the person that you are in a pair with. Awesome. Okay. All right. Can you come up here because I want to see the clock. What's your name?
Carlos. I'm the timekeeper.
Carlos? Oh, you're my timekeeper.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. So we're going to say 2 minutes starts right now. Go ahead. Okay. Do you want to practice? Do you want to have me talk?
Yeah.
And you are just going to pay attention to what's going on in your mind and in your body, okay? So one of the things that I am really passionate about is that this negativity bias. This is my jam. Like I want to raise awareness of negativity bias. I'm developing a program called Joy on Purpose that I want to help people find joy and not stay in this negativity spin cycle, right? So this is really, really important to me because I've been coaching for 10 years, and I would say 99% of the people that I've talked to, that's hundreds of people are stuck in this place of negativity, and I am just wanting to free their minds, right? Like I lived that. So I, in the first half of my career, I worked in the corporate space, and I lived in fear of, the customer telling my boss I did a bad job, my boss telling somebody else that I wasn't doing right. I just lived in fear all the time, and I was afraid of not getting it right, not doing enough, not so many things. And I learned over time how connecting to the inspiration and joy that I find in nature changes me. And that change is what I want other people to experience. That's what's so important to me. We have about 1 minute left. You're about halfway through. So this is so important. I'm passionate about it. It's important to me. I want the world to know. It's like the first time in my life where I feel like I want to, shout it from the rooftops. And I'm not a big shouter. I kind of would prefer to be quiet. The guy who was the speaker, holy shit, what amazing. Oh my God, he was amazing. And I have to say, I think that employer was right when they said he was meant for something bigger, because he has a voice that needs to be heard. That was like so powerful. I loved it. Yeah, really good. So again, it's negativity bias, and that is what's so important to me, and I want more people to feel the inspiration and joy every day and make that a habit. So, okay, all right, let's end that round. That was about 2 minutes. And I would like the people who were listening, if you have a notebook, quickly jot down what you were experiencing. Just jot down some notes, whatever you were experiencing, jot down what thoughts were going through your mind, jot down what you were feeling in your body.
Just so you know, your battery.
Great. Okay. I'm going to just call Tori, say, you might want to plug in your PC. Okay. Hello. The battery is running low, and I might want to plug in the PC, but I don't have a power cord. A circle charger, or Yes, it's a circle charger. Okay, all right. Okay, bye. Okay, there's a charger on the way. Okay, for the people who were listening, who wants to give me a word, one word to describe what you were experiencing? Nervous, okay, that's a word, that's cool.
Disappointed.
Disappointed, okay, disappointed. Anybody else? Any other words?
I guess like pressure.
Pressure, you were feeling pressure, okay.
Oh wait, no, that's okay. I meant like what she was talking about, like.
Your reaction to what she was talking about, what were you
Yeah, like,
feeling
I
in
was
your
understanding
body?
what she was feeling.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I was understanding.
You were
what she was-
connecting to what she was feeling?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So connection,
All right.
I guess.
Connection,
Yeah.
that's good.
I guess like passionate.
Passionate, okay. So it would be typical if your brain was wanting to answer, interrupt. It would be typical if your brain was distracted. Like that would be typical. So maybe this group is very connected to people, or the stories were very passionate. But typically our brain is doing what it's always done, which is scan for threat. Scan, and we want to be sure we have an answer. We want to be sure that I actually don't know where there's a plug underneath there, but we want to make sure that we have an answer to what they're saying. We want to have something to contribute. We might feel in our body pressure. We might feel like, oh my gosh, they're talking to me. I'm gonna have to say something back. What am I gonna say? Those would be kind of typical responses. So now I want to flip it. I want the person who was talking to be aware, and the person who was, who was listening is now going to be talking. So, oh, good. Maybe? All right. So does everybody is there anybody that doesn't know what they're going to be talking about? Great. All right, go. Yay, glad you answered the phone. Awesome. Okay.
By saying 5 hours.
Yeah. Lying technology.
Glad you have my number.
I did. Yes. Okay, that's halfway. Okay. Cool. Do you want to practice the other way? Okay.
I'm just sharing like about myself.
Yep. We only have a few more. We'll go an extra 30 seconds because everybody's talking. So.
I'm Carlos. I serve as a resident director here at SUNY Brockport. I also graduated from here last spring, 2025, double major in sociology and communications. I say like my purpose and like me kind of coming into higher ed was to kind of like give back what was given to me. I was born and raised in Bronx, New York, and I think from the experiences that I navigated early in the time, there was a lot going on like within my family, and then just having like the pressure from like my mom like, wanting me to like go to college.
All right, I have to stop you there. Okay. All right, that's time. I want to hear from the people listening now. What was that like for you? Frustration? Can you say a little bit more?
Yeah, I guess similar to what their group was talking about, like you feel the empathy.
Uh-huh.
I guess empathy technically, but the translation to it would be frustration based off of what my friend was saying here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you were really listening to what she was saying. Yeah. Anybody else have a different experience?
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like I get like really energetic because we had like the same thing that we kind of talked about, where we have a lot of commonalities in like the things we care about, and so like wanting to talk and like have it like be like it's kind of hard to like keep that a little contained and just listen in that moment.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, even in a positive way, there's things I wanted to, go back and forth about.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
I was excited about what Mary told me.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I listened to Carlos, and I will tell you my experience was I felt I was anxious because I'm like, I have to be the time keeper, and now I have to listen, and my eyes kept shifting. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Why did I agree to do this? He was our timekeeper. But I wanted him to feel included. All these thoughts were going through my mind. I was not fully present. I know he graduated last year and is an RD. Okay, so that's the experience of just listening. So now we're going to do this again, but this time we're going to, much like we had a phrase in the first experience, we're going to have a phrase in this experience that's going to shift your awareness. So, this is a human being. So, A is going to talk again. B is going to listen. This time, I want B to bring it back to, this is a human being. I'm listening. I am a listener right now. This is a human being. What do I sense? What's going on over there? We want to put our awareness with the other person. What do I notice about how they are? What do I notice about the tone of voice? What do I notice about them? I'm putting my awareness. Oh, that's attention. Okay, I'm skipping ahead to attention. Awareness, we're going to keep it with ourselves. I'm so sorry. Awareness, we're going to stay with ourselves. But this is a human being, and I'm sensing I'm being aware in the moment. Did I confuse people? No? We're okay? So we're going to do the same thing again. A is talking, B is listening. We'll go for 2 minutes, and go ahead. Okay. All right, so I'll talk again, and you're listening, and you're going to say, this is a human being, right? So purpose is, joy with purpose is this concept that I really want to bring to the world, and the idea that we don't have to live in this ruminating negativity bias, this place where we're feeling and scanning for fear and thinking about what went wrong yesterday or what went wrong 20 minutes ago and what might go wrong tomorrow or in the next meeting. I really want people to understand that they have the power to bring themselves to a place of joy, happiness, whatever the word is. So joy, happiness, inspiration, they all kind of swim in the same swimming pool for me, and I think it's whichever one really resonates with the 1 minute down, with the person that's meaningful to them. So this is This is a program that I piloted a couple of weeks ago. I invited some friends over, and I had like a little mini retreat. We did a little Joy on Purpose mini workshop, and the first survey response I got back, they gave me authentic feedback. There was part of it that just didn't work. It kind of fell flat. But the last comment was, I want this to be a full day. I want this to be like a full day workshop, which I was like, oh my God, that's the best. That's so awesome. Yeah, so cool. And that's it. All right, we're at time. We are at time. Okay, so before we debrief, I want you to go ahead and switch. Person B is going to talk, person A is going to listen with the framework of this is a human being. And go ahead.
So, like I was sharing before, I think based on like how I grew up, my purpose like kind of stemmed from recognizing at the time with everything that I had going on back at home, trying to get through school. There was a lot that was distracting me, and I guess like my sense of understanding like how far I could go was kind of skewed. I didn't really know like where I would end up. I was always questioning like what my life would look like in 7 other years after I finished high school or middle school. Yeah, I generally didn't have like any sense of direction. Once I got to college, that's when it really started to hit me like I need to like figure something out before it's too late. So I got around, I started connecting with more people, I became more open, just seeking like better understanding. I got connected spiritually.
Time. Yeah, okay. We already did the halfway point, right? I forgot, I lost myself. Okay, all right. All right. How was it to frame your listening with this idea? Did it change anything for you? What did it change for you?
I felt more calm.
You felt more calm. And there's nodding back here and nodding over here. Nodding.
I think the room was quieter too.
The room was quiet.
It kind of brought down the energy of the room.
This phrase brought down the energy. Whoops.
Less tension.
Oh.
Oh no.
Less tension, did I hear somebody say over here? Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you noticed? I noticed that I was able to focus more. I was able to really hear more when I framed it with, this is a human being. This is a human being. He deserves my full awareness. I'm gonna be with this conversation.
I think also body language definitely opens up a little bit more.
Body language opened up a little more?
Feels more safe.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. All right. We are going to, so congratulations, you all have experienced awareness and a little bit of attention because I misspoke and I got ahead of myself. So, all right. I want to take you to another kind of guided experiential journey, all right? For this one, you're not going to be in pairs. You're going to be just thinking to yourself. We're going to imagine that you are preparing to give a presentation tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're going to give a presentation. And if you want to soften your gaze, even close your eyes, I want you to imagine the place where you will be giving this presentation. I want you to imagine the clothes that you will be wearing. I want you to imagine the people who will be there. the room, the lighting. What's on the walls? Are there windows? Practice that awareness of what's happening in your body right now as you think about this presentation that you're going to give tomorrow. And before you step out on that stage or up to the podium, whatever that room looks like for you, or out onto the field, wherever it is, I want you to imagine, how do I want to be in this moment? Not what do I want to say. How do I want to be? How do I want to show up? And now, if you want, you can open your eyes. I have some ideas on the board. Find a word that resonates with you. Doesn't have to be on this board. If there was one that you already had in mind, jot it down and make a few notes about what it's like to embody that. Yeah, what is it like to embody that? How does it change your posture, your facial expression, the tone of voice you might use when you embody how you want to be? And I would love to hear from some people. What is it like? How does it change? What was your word? And how does it change how you show up?
I think confidence resonates with people a lot. I mean, especially if you're going up to make a speech, like you gotta stand tall. You have to speak loudly and to know what you're talking about.
Yes, yeah. How, when you think about that, you said stand tall. Is there anything else that comes to mind for you about how you would embody confidence?
I mean, yeah, the good posture definitely. Don't stand at the podium with your arms crossed. Smile,
Mm-hmm.
wear something nice.
Wear something nice, okay. Anybody else have what word, yeah?
I put down gratitude because I feel like when I've given my presentations before, like sometimes when I'm nervous, like I tell myself like, oh, like I did it once, so I can do it again, and I feel like that definitely makes me grateful for just like reminding myself like, oh, like I know my worth, like I should be proud of myself, and like that I have the ability and the privilege to do something like this. So that's how I try to frame it.
Mm-hmm. When you feel that gratitude, I'm enough, I think you said, or I can, well, how does that feel in your body? What does that, when you show up with that gratitude, how does it shift your facial expression or how you stand?
I think definitely more like confident, like especially in like body language, like even like the way you speak and like your tone as well, like you feel more like assured.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When you connect to that gratitude, it allows you to get to confidence.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I heard. Anybody else? Another word?
I surprised myself. I wrote authentic,
Authentic. Yeah.
and which to me also translates as confident, unapologetic, free, true to myself, and honest.
Mm-hmm. When you show up in with that, embodying that, what does it feel like in your body to be that?
It just feels like me. It just feels natural.
Just feels natural.
It doesn't change.
Doesn't change. Okay. Anything else? I'm going to ask you, so let's just, for a minute or two, theoretically, hypothetically, let's say you're going into a job interview. What kind of energy would you want to bring to walking into your job interview? I did not touch that.
It might be on like a timed setting.
What?
It might be on like a timed setting.
Okay. Okay. Well, what energy would you bring to a job interview?
I think it can be difficult to say this, but definitely trying to maintain calmness. Because if you act nervous, then you might tend to stutter, or you might not effectively perceive the interview well.
Uh-huh.
So calm and confident. And what she said earlier is reminding yourself like you've done these kind of things before, and you've done hard things that have prepared you for things similar to that moment.
Cool. Yeah. Does everybody hear her? Yep. What about, theoretically, you have a summer job at a water park? What kind of energy do you want to bring to your summer job at this water park? I feel like you want to say something, but maybe not.
Well, I just made me smile because my summer job is at a campground where there is a
Oh,
water park.
where there is a water park. What energy do you want to bring to that?
Well, it kind of depends on who you're working with. Like,
Okay.
So like when I'm working with my bosses and doing like actual like I don't know, like office work, like you have to have like a professional air, but like around the entire park, and especially with guests, like you kind of just encourage like, having fun and try to you know, have high energy.
Have high energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can be very energetic. Anybody else? Anybody have a summer job or a part-time job that they have to bring some energy to? Oh, do you want to share? Because you nodded right away.
I work in like a convenience store.
Okay.
So like I do like cash register stuff, and I talk to so many different people every day, and I see so many different things, and like I guess I don't really know. Like there's I guess friendliness would be something,
Mm-hmm.
because there are so many people like coming in and out, and it's just I guess good like customer service,
Uh-huh.
that type of thing.
You know what word just jumped out at me, and I don't know, this might not resonate with you, but what jumped out at me is understanding for that role. Like, because when you're being friendly with people that you don't know, like bringing that understanding, friendliness kind of thing. Anybody else have a job that they need to show up with energy to? What energy?
For me, I work with like that job requires a lot of like, I feel like respect and understanding, because it's a lot about like facilitating relationships and such, maintaining good connections, and it's really about like having to stay calm too and such, and being a very good, you know, like the exercise we did earlier, like a lot of like listening.
A lot of
Reminding, like,
listening.
yes, this is a human being.
Yeah,
As well that I'm interacting with.
this is a human being, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
They have fears and phobias, just like me, and this is a human being. Yeah, and you show up with that respect and the calm.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I just want to say what we just, intention on purpose is what we were just cultivating there. Our intention, how we want to be in the conversation, we call that intention. That's an intention with purpose. So we went through awareness. Let me do this. Okay, here we go. Review. So we went through awareness. That's what's happening with us. Is my mind distracted? Am I thinking about what I'm going to say next? What's happening in my body? I'm feeling uncomfortable, or I'm feeling something distracting me. That's awareness. Attention. I'm going to shift and I'm going to put my attention on the other person. This is a human being. What's happening with them? This is a human being over there. Attention. Awareness, what's happening in me. Attention, what's happening with them. Intention, how do I want to show up? How do I want to show up? If I'm working in a place that I see, you know, convenience store or bodega or someplace where I'm seeing a lot of people, understanding, friendliness. If I'm working with alumni, a lot of respect, calm, listening. That's intention. I want to talk about one last concept, and really we've already been practicing neural training. So this is the idea. Neural training is the intentional practice of strengthening certain neural pathways over others. You're smiling. Are you familiar with neural training? A little bit, right? So neural training is repeating a process over and over again. So the more frequently, the more often, the more we have, actually I shouldn't say the more frequently, but like as we accumulate more times that we have brought our awareness to ourselves, what's happening with us? Am I distracted? Am I wanting to interrupt? Am I feeling uncomfortable? The more I bring my awareness to myself, that is neural training. That is a practice of neural training. And I am strengthening the habit in our mind, these neural pathways. It's like, oh, this is the habit. You keep this up as a habit. As a coach, this is all I do. So after 10 years, I've been doing this a lot because all I do, well, not all I do, I stand up and talk to people also, but most days, Tuesday through Friday, I'm sitting talking with one person. And I'm putting my awareness on myself, like, oh no, I forgot to turn my phone on silent. Shit, I hope it doesn't ring. Oh wait, I have to pay attention to what this person is saying. You know, oh, I have to stay over there. Attention, put my attention over there. Oh shit, why didn't I turn my phone off? Oh my God, damn it, the UPS person just pulled in. I hope they don't need a signature. What's going on over there? You know, I'm having this constant, so awareness, what's going on with me? Attention, I have to pay attention what's going on with there. Oh, that person just sighed a deep sigh. I wonder what that means. Attention, awareness, attention, awareness. Intention, how do I want to show up? I have some clients I want to show up with energy for, in service of them, because I've been working with them for a while, and I know that things aren't good right now. So I want to show up with a little bit of energy from them. At the same time, I might be shifting. I'm going to dance in the moment. I'm going to be like, how are they today? Oh gosh, they've been laid off for 5 months, but today something good happened. They're preparing for an interview. Okay, shift quickly. Shift my intention. Supportive. whatever. These are nuanced, but the more we do this, the more you do this, this is neural training. Neural training does not mean instant transformation. It means incremental strengthening through repetition. So the more you do this, that's the neural training over time, over time. Kind of like we did for millennia with the scanning for threat. But we can do it, and we can make those mental habits through neural training. All right, I want to know, how is this for you? How is this presentation? What are you thinking, feeling about what we've talked about today?
I really like your exercise about like the A and B, being able to like talk to people, because I think that's something that I want to work with as well, being very intentional, being able to be present. And I think by saying like this is a human being, it really helps me be like I'm talking to a person, you know, because I also have the same thing of like I'm always thinking about the next thing I have to do, so it's hard to be present. And when I'm like trying to go back and be present, I'm just like, wait, what did they say again?
Yeah.
What was happening?
Right.
So I think just having a simple framework or like a mantra, even saying something like that, has really something I'd like to take into my own, you know, spaces as well. So thank you.
Okay, fabulous. I don't know if they heard back there, but she was saying that she liked the activity we did where we had one person speaking and the other person listening, and we practiced this is a human being, because she, in her work and her world, she wants to be more present in that moment, be with those people. Anybody else? Comments about what was this like? We've been doing this for almost an hour. Liked it, didn't like it, good, bad? Thumbs up over here.
I like your approach, kind of what you said. I want to do therapy someday, and so I think that what we did as an exercise kind of brought your memory into your conscious memory, so that you could really think about and connect with yourself to realize that it's okay that you go through some of these things and that you are a human being in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked that.
Awesome. Fabulous. Any other comments about anything? I would like to ask the group, how can you make these ideas present in your everyday world? Apply it to every one-on-one conversation. How will you make that happen? Like, what's your actual mechanism for remembering to do that?
I think asking, how am I feeling in my body
Mm-hmm.
is probably a good start.
Asking, okay, yeah. What the process that I developed as a coach over 10 years is every morning I spend time with myself, and I am asking myself, what am I bringing to today? I go for a walk. What am I bringing to today, and how do I want to be for the clients that I'm working with today? So I have developed this habit of this period, this time in the day. That's my routine, to go there every day and remind myself, I'm bringing something to the table here, whether I know it or not. Like, I could rush into my day and show up and just be like, okay, I'm ready, here I am, I'm ready to coach, without really being thoughtful about what happened, what am I, how am I showing up, how do I want to show up, what is my practice, my craft. For me, this craft of coaching where I'm having, like, I'm a professional conversationalist. I just talk to people. Yeah. Any other thoughts? When I'm working with clients and they're learning something new, some ways that they remember things, remind themselves. Sticky notes are great. Sticky notes are awesome. Some people will use something around their wrist to remind them that they want to remember something. And I don't know if it will work as well in this group, but like when I'm working with people who are in an office all day, or they're in front of their email most of the day, sending themselves an email at the end of the day, so it's the last thing they do. The last thing you do at the end of the day is send yourself an email, and the subject line is all in caps with whatever the thing is you need to hear the next morning. Sometimes that is, I am enough. Sometimes that is, you got this. Sometimes that's, there's always tomorrow or something else. Any other ways that people remember, pick up habits or remind themselves of things? I'd love to hear if there's ways that I haven't thought of, so I can share them with my clients. Oh, okay, yeah?
I don't know if you brought this up, but taking pictures.
Taking pictures. Awesome. How will that, take a picture and then it's in your phone, and then and then you like scroll your pictures and you see it there and that's a reminder?
Well, it can really be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be that specific thing, but it could be like a specific place that reminds you of something else.
Uh-huh.
Depending on like how you want to remember it by, you take whatever picture that is.
Take a picture. Is there anything you do with the picture after the fact? Yeah? Or no, wait, finish here. I'm sorry.
Honestly, it depends on the situation. Like, if I take a picture of something that like truly means something to me, I might look back at it. Also, like utilizing like social media, I guess. Posting it and just writing like however I feel about the picture.
I love that. I hadn't thought about that, and my mind is going to, can we like, I don't know, what I want for it is to like show up when people need it, Like if I'm gonna be reminding myself of something, I need to hear it or I need to see it in the moment. So
even printing it out helps because you don't have to keep it digitally.
Mm-hmm. And that becomes like a sticky note. There it is. You see it, but it's a reminder. Yeah.
Can make it your phone background. Like, I don't know if maybe there's some way to like program a picture to become your background in the morning, and then it changes. I doubt there's a way to do that.
If there isn't, there should be. That's a great idea. Yeah. We need an app developer in here. Yeah. I would like, because right now I'm thinking like an app developer, if they could take that and say, and when you're alarm, like I have an alarm on my phone, like I see that doesn't tell me anything, but I want to see the picture first thing in the morning. App developer, universe, let's make that happen. She was first, but.
I know like a lot of people use like Google Calendar for their schedule and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of set it up where you can have like a reminder.
Yes.
Like 10 minutes before or whatever. You don't need to have like a specific time, but like midday, end of day, depending.
Yes. I bet you can put a picture in there. I bet you can put a picture like in the notes section. What were you going to say?
Kind of like the alarm thing. There's a way to like leave, like have your alarm say like a message when it goes off. So like all my alarms, they say like, good morning, wake up, like Friday, like they all say that, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, good morning. And it's like sunshine and sparkles. I'm like, yeah, good morning.
Good morning. I love that. That's great. I did not make that connection. Now that you're saying that, I like vaguely knew that, but I didn't like, that could be awesome, because now what I'm thinking about is when I, for all of you, if you're headed into something social change oriented, you're going to a workshop or an event, and you could set an alarm that says awareness, attention, intention. Awareness, attention, intention. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, cool. You know, I just want to make sure I haven't forgotten anything that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything else, but I appreciate you so much. The inner work that you've done today, that inner work translates directly to social change. And I appreciate you so much for coming today. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in and sharing your ideas and sharing yourself with the group. I'm really grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.